All right, we're back with another Celtics scouting video. Today, we are looking at Nolan Traore out of San Quentin. It was a top 5 projected pick at the start of the draft cycle, has since fallen to a late first-round pick. Could potentially be in the Celtics range heading in to the draft as they sit at picks 28 and 32. I see a lot of mock drafts have him going around late lottery to the early 20s. I see him to the Heat as a very common projection in a lot of these mock drafts. However, for the sake of covering all our bases, we'll take a look today.
Yep, Traore, very interesting prospect, fun highlights to watch, but Jack is unfortunately going to hate him. He is not a consistent shooter.
Oh.
But with that being said, he's only 19. He has like a lot of encouraging things about his profile. Like, for example, the biggest note on Traore is he has a great feel for the game offensively, like he's a floor general type point guard and is tremendous at reading defenses. One of the things I noticed when I was putting together a scouting report at Hardwood Houdini was like he makes the passes that we were waiting years for Tatum to make, where he gets inside, the defense is put in rotation, and he passes through the rotation, not to the guy that was open, it's the guy that's going to be open because they're rotating, which is really impressive for a kid so young to already have that sort of like know-how and sharpness about him as a ball handler.
Mm-hmm. I wish you didn't tell me I wasn't going to like him, because now I'm going to go in with it not liking him.
You're going to despise him.
I wish you didn't tell me that. I wish I could have come to the realization on my own.
I spoiled our own show.
I know. Now I'm in a bad mood going into looking at his highlights.
He's pissed off.
Yes. Why did you tell me that? Why would you do that? He's compared to DeJounte Murray and Scoot Henderson in the Yahoo Sports mock draft. Like I said, a lot of mock drafts have him going 20 to the Heat. No ceilings, has him need for speed, quickness, and dime dropper comped to Brevin Knight, Rajon Rondo, and Cam Payne. I'll pull up again the highlights here so we can take a look at what he's got to offer.
I mean, he is playing in probably the second most competitive league in the world, the EuroLeague, French League, and the Champions League compared to the NBA. Like, he's already playing at a very high level at a young age, and he put up pretty decent stats, counting stats, like 12.5 points, almost 5 assists a game, 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Like, he's a pretty exciting player, and you can see why draft experts had him ranked so highly to begin the year, but as the season started and went on, he really wasn't ever able to find his jump shot. The Athletics draft guide did hint that he did get a feel for it towards the end of the year, but still wasn't really enough to like be like, oh, he's back, like he's completely fixed. He's very fast, and he does a good job of getting to the rim, and you'll see plenty of that in the mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good finisher so far. You see the jump shot there. Kevin O'Connor wrote in his little mock draft, shooting upside. He's making 75.6% of his free throws in his pro career overseas, even though it hasn't translated. It's at least a sign that there's something there. Sure, I'll buy that. I mean, it's not like he shot like disastrous from three. He shot 31.4%, so it was bad, but it wasn't like 20%. So it at least there's a flash of something there. It looks like Lonzo.
He shoots. He's got like the same Lonzo. Number, same haircut, everything. It's like college
like,
Lonzo,
but like ugly, yeah, but like ugly Lonzo, not like Lonzo post Lakers era. Like, look at this jump shot, and tell me you don't see Lonzo ball.
He doesn't bring it across his face. He just brings it way back.
It's one-sided Lonzo. It's ugly. Yeah. Is what it is. It's ugly. If it works, it works, but it didn't work. So I don't know.
He's a bucket.
Maybe not Lonzo. Yeah, sure, he's something. He's fine. I hate the can only pass and drive guys. It's useless.
I love them
for me. Why?
I just like the prospect of him. I think like that is
one that's turned into anything.
It will not for a while. it doesn't happen anymore. But like Rondo was cool, like in his prime. But that's it. and like even then, like if you took 2006 rookie Rondo and put him in this draft class, he would be not talked about, not heralded. He would be somebody that needs to work on a jump shot. He's not good enough to play in today's NBA. And it would be very difficult for him to crack a rotation.
And Rondo was like an all-defensive guy. Like, Rondo was a really good defender.
I mean that too. Yeah, especially in the league.
Like my thing is, if you can't shoot, but you're a really good defender and a good playmaker, then sure, you got me. There's something there, and you have a good feel for the game. If you can't defend, but you're a really good shooter and a good playmaker and a good offensive player, sure, like there's something. If you can play make, but you can't shoot or defend, sorry, like there's not much for me to get at there. And listen, I'm not saying I don't think Quentin's, or excuse me, saying Quentin is where he played. I don't think Traore is fully that guy. Like I don't hate what I'm seeing. I think Ben Serif's that guy. I think Ben Serif is not a good defender. I think he's not a good passer. He's a fine slasher, but I'm not about it. You can see where the jumper could come in for Traore. He's very clearly a good scorer. He's got a good feel, and you could see how his body would allow him to be a good defender. However, Kevin O'Connor's right up about his defense. He lacks focus, intensity, awareness, and strength. Basically, anything that a coach would look for. He has a lot of learning to do. Not good. Just disaster.
I laughed. So the O'Connor scouting report was the last like tidbit I had looked at before I finished up yesterday, and I included that quote in the article to talk about his defense because it was just so aptly put, and I really couldn't have said it better myself, especially not being a quote unquote draft expert. Yeah, that's going to come along if he's going to have any spot in Boston's rotation. Because if the Celtics were to draft Traore, he'd be like a fun idea. And like my sell on him in the scouting report was like if they want to take on a project player who they think can be a big part of what they want to do in the future in terms of like he's got a great feel for the game, maybe he can be initiator for them if he figures out his shooting, if he becomes a better defender. Like there's a lot of ifs that go along with him. But they have to come along. If he's going to be an NBA player, especially in Boston, he has to improve those areas of his game because those might be the two most important for guys who are not the star players in Boston.
I actually don't hate his jump shot. It's looking better the more the video goes on.
What a difference 3 minutes makes.
I don't know if it's well. I just watched this one. Like this one doesn't look as bad. Like it looks a lot more smooth than the ones we saw earlier in the video. I don't know if it's linear. Or
I
how
think
it works, but
I think that's kind of the point too with him. Like it's inconsistent. Sometimes it really does look smooth and you can be talked into, oh wow, okay, I can see the progress, but then it does have that ugly hitch where he's trying to generate a little bit of extra oomph if he's further out, you know? I think actually both of your takes are probably correct for the situation.
he's I think he's got to go to like Miami or Brooklyn or one of these places that could actually give him some minutes with the ball in his hands. Because yeah, like there, what is that? What is this? Like he like cocks it all the way back and then like it just looks so weird depending on when you watch him shoot the ball. The playmaking's great. He's very clearly comfortable driving to the hoop. Like he has a good like internal awareness, if that makes sense. Like he's good at understanding the space he has on the floor, where he can go and what else is around him. Like he has a very good feel for everything happening on the floor at all times, which is an impressive thing for a young guy.
He's also
It's
awesome
just
in transition. Like he does a really good job of changing speeds and just blowing past dudes who are trying to backpedal.
he just seems like a really raw prospect, and I just don't know if that's what the
Yes.
Celtics should take a chance on. Like it depends on the type of raw prospect, I suppose. Like if it's a raw prospect in the sense of I don't know, like if they can defend or shoot in their raw prospect, sure. But this is the Josh Giddey, Ben Serif type of RJX, or excuse me, Dante Exum, Emmanuel Mudiay, RJ Hampton type. Not don't love. Not a huge fan.
It's very fair. He also doesn't really have like a lot of bounce. He's quick, but he doesn't really get up. He's doing all below the rim stuff, which, depending on how you feel about it, can work in the NBA, but it would be nice to see him showcasing a little extra athleticism. But this is where he really eats. I mean, that is an easy swing pass on the perimeter, but some of these are like, oh, wow, he hit that guy?
Yeah. I mean, again, no ceilings video, 20 minutes of that, 58 seconds are defense at the end. So that doesn't leave me too thrilled about what he could potentially do on that end of the ball. We'll see.
Yep.
The playmaking's there. He, like I said, he has a good feel for where his teammates are, where to find guys, how to make the right play and such. But
see that? Like he passed into the rotation. Everybody collapsed the paint and he hit the dude in the corner. Like he's just playing them like a fiddle at times, which is cool. But it doesn't make up for the rest of the stuff. But I think that like is the skill that everybody was like top 5 prospect.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Some of these are fouls for what it's worth. Where the dudes aren't finishing the layup. Because I was watching the same tape yesterday, and I was like, these are funny to include because they didn't
yeah, no, I
score.
assume they're foul.
Also,
Yeah, that
Mullet
makes
Man
sense.
just eats off Traore assists. 13. He just cleans
Shout
up
out,
underneath the basket.
shout out, Mullet Man. No, he's definitely a great passer. It's just I need to see the defense. What are the defensive highlights that are going in the video? I need to see. It's just
Getting in a passing lane.
it's just him hanging out in space.
Switched on to a big guy. Let's see. Strip, yeah. I mean, that wasn't really. Granted, it
was a
wasn't a great
foul.
situation for him.
Oh, it was a foul in the transition. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
these are not giving me hope. How did this one happen? Off a rebound? Sure.
He's got a pretty good wingspan. It's almost 6'9". So like the deflection type stuff will come easy to him, and he might be able to like get his hands in the cookie jar at times in the NBA. But you still have to have the actual mental tools to be a defender, reading the offensive player, getting in the way, doing the actual defense parts, not just racking up stats. And by the way, he didn't average a lot of steals. It was only like 0.7 a game.
Yeah. Whenever the defensive highlights are loitered in space and got a steal, not a fan. That's what I've come to learn. This wasn't even his highlight. He didn't even make this play, did he? No, he didn't even do that.
He went and got the ball.
Yeah, no. I'm all right
I told you. I knew
on
you were
the
going to hate him.
defense. He just the shot. I wish you didn't tell me that because I would have been like. Now I'm very negative, but I wish I was able to like form an unbiased opinion.
You didn't have to be biased. I just knew what you were going to say. And
I know.
I don't think you're wrong. By the way,
I know. Strengths, playmaking, speed, strength, getting downhill, high motor, and then the weaknesses: inconsistent shooter, defense, decision making. When your strength is playmaking, your weakness is decision making. That doesn't. That's not amazing. One word: creative, underrated. Floor, ceiling, ceiling, and floor. Guy on the left says ceiling. Guy on the right says floor. Wizards and Blazers. I think both. I would hate the Blazers.
The Blazers really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. The Wizards I get, especially if they trade Poole. But in 5 years, starter overseas. Wildly different thoughts on this one for these two guys. Most likely to be a talking point for the next 3 drafts. Most likely to get me banned from France. And then strengths and weaknesses. Let's take a look here and listen to what they have to say.
So that's kind of where I'm at with most likely to. What's the best case comp for Nolan Traore?
Stayed France here. Taller Tony Parker.
Taller Tony, that's a hell of a player.
A hell of a player. That's best case.
I mean, yeah, you're standing on. So you just think like the point guard stuff works out, and Tony Parker was kind of an underrated defender. I feel like
Tony Parker's size had some of that too, a lack of it, but he was an underrated defender, somebody who just had really good feel for the game, high basketball IQ. Would score when he needed to, would make plays for others when he needed to. Had that kind of just feel for when he needed to do what and what the game called for, what his team called for, and I think Traore's got a lot of that too.
Yeah, I like that. So for me, the best case scenario is like a bigger guard. I have questions about the jumper, but does a little bit of everything and is really good defensively. I said DeJounte Murray. I think DeJounte Murray's got like these freakishly long arms, but I think everything is there about being a two-way player and it kind of working out. And DeJounte Murray.
All right, what are the floors? Let's see.
Eiley, who
for what it's worth,
couldn't shoot.
Let me tell you, and he was another Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah, just free. The freest Killian Hayes comp you'll ever see. Really good playmaker, bad defender, bad shooter.
There you go. For what it's worth, the no ceilings draft guide comped him to Rondo.
Yeah. I saw that at the start. Listen, he's fine. I get it. Like, I understand the upside swing with these types of guys. I just don't think they're good prospects, especially historically speaking. That said, Let me add him to our tier list here, and then we can throw him in. Where do you want to put him? You already know I don't like him.
We can. I don't have it up on the screen right now. I don't think we're in screen share mode. All right, here we go. We're fixed.
I'm updating it is why.
Oh, my bad. Everyone
It's all
got
right.
to see behind the curtain. Silly me. I would definitely put him in one of the like D, C tiers. Like I think for the right team, he could be a project that is worth taking on. But with the situation that the Celtics are in, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to take a swing at Traore right now, because how does he get minutes? I honestly think Shireman is a better version of what he does in terms of like he's a more versatile, bigger player who thrives in the playmaking category. Like I don't think Shireman's like a wizard as much, like in terms of making the crazy reads, but he does a pretty good job of making the right pass.
Yeah, I think D tier is fine with me. The same one as Aduthiero. Like, I get the upside why a team would take the chance. I just hope it's not the Celtics. I just hope it's not the Celtics.
I was so excited for this video because I knew it was gonna get under your skin.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. I get it. Just he's a project that a different team should take on. But let us know what you guys think. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, let us know what you think of Nolan Traore, and subscribe to the channel because we're here every single day. We're actually going to have a second profile coming out sometime later today because we are gearing up. It is draft week, so we got to get all the scouting reports up on the channel. Hit the bell. We are here no matter what every single day and for breaking news. So if anything happens by the time, I don't know, whenever it happens, we'll be up on the channel and the bell will tell you when we're here, whenever the news breaks. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up during the season, the morning after each game. And other videos like these are up in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us on Spotify and Apple as well if you just want the audio versions of the pods and game recaps. Those will be there, so if you follow, they'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We will be taking a look at more prospects leading up to the draft, but if you have any that we haven't looked at yet, go ahead and tell us because you guys are the people. We listen, and we read your emails every single pod. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JacksOneNBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's
Taco's
having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.